Welcome to session number 8. I'm teaching here from my home, the study in my home, on Jesus, the ultimate leader. Point number 8. Are you ready to write this down? Jesus taught parabolically. Jesus taught in pictures. They say that 70% of Jesus' communication was parabolic in form. He would describe something and say it's like this. He would draw pictures of it. Pictures that you never forget. The picture of the prodigal son, everybody knows, 2,000 years. Been preached on probably millions of times, because you can see it. You can see every detail about the prodigal son, the rich man and Lazarus. You can see it. The seed that fell to the side of the road and the birds ate it. The tiny mustard seed that grows into a large tree. In fact, Matthew chapter number 13 lists more parables in each chapter of the Bible, and it's one parable right after another. The reason why Jesus taught in parables is because he wisely understood that people forget what you say, but they're less apt to forget if you draw a picture. So he spent 70% of his communication skills were involved in showing and telling pictures. So he would draw the picture. So if you as a communicator want to retain you want the people to retain what you preach, you're going to have to use some form of picture telling. You're going to have to tell stories so that they don't forget. So Jesus was a storyteller. We have a statistic that says within 5 minutes after a person leaves your church service, after a person hears you preach, within 5 minutes they've forgotten what you said. So if you preach 30 minutes, that means you wasted their time. 30 minutes of it. If you preach 40 minutes, you wasted their time. Within 5 minutes, they will leave the church service and cannot remember. Statistically, that is what happens. We must change our style of communication. We must begin to communicate in a way that people won't forget. Tell your story. Draw a picture of it. Let them see it. Let them experience the pathos of what you've gone through or somebody else has gone through, or the joy of your experiences. This is not bad communication. It is incredible communication. So the world's greatest leader, in fact, in his first sermon in Luke chapter number 4, it says that every eye was upon him. He had total command of the audience. Every eye was upon him. Who is this man that speaks with such authority? Jesus, the world's greatest communicator, used pictures. He drew story pictures so that you would never forget. I want to encourage you to make this a lifestyle as well for your communication skills. If you want people to remember who you are, what you said, you've got to tell them stories. They will never forget. My mother, Rachel Titus, preached the gospel in public settings from 1960 to 1994 when she went to be with the Lord. She was a master storyteller, incredible storyteller. You would never forget. So my wife went to a church one time, and the pastor recognized that this is the daughter-in-law of Rachel Titus. How many remember when Rachel preached here 12 years ago? All the hands went up, and the pastor said, "Do you remember what she preached?" All the same hands went up. 12 years later, they could tell you in detail. You could actually remember that story as long as you lived, because she painted a picture, and she was one of those rare speakers that didn't have point number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. She didn't have all of these various aspects. She just had one point, and then she told stories that made you never forget what that point was. I encourage you, be like Jesus, the ultimate leader, and learn how to tell stories as you communicate to people. I want to encourage you to take this video and share with a friend. Let's get this gospel out. This is the Go Gospel. This is the gospel of the Great Commission. That the gospel of God should be preached into all of the world, and the gospel of the kingdom of God should be preached into all of the world. And Jesus said, "I will return when that happens." Please share this with a friend. Don't just keep it to yourself. I love you. See you soon.